Well, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. And a slightly different vlog this morning. I've also jumped a little bit into the future from the timeline that you are watching. We are now in Scotland, and it's several weeks since last week's vlog went out. Bit of a struggle last week, and that, looking back on it, was things for myself quite rapidly unraveling. You know, I've spoken on this channel before, briefly, on some of my own personal struggles. And while on the face of it, especially if you watch both our travel vlogs and also the photography vlog here, you know, as I say, on the face of it, it may look like the perfect life. Well, that certainly isn't the case. And while the 9 weeks that we spent in northern Spain and a little tiny bit in France was in a large part very positive, it did bring a number of things to the head, especially with myself. And to say that those last few weeks and the weeks since then have been a pretty significant struggle is a bit of an understatement. Now, being on the road, these last 9 or 10 weeks, obviously before I left, I had a little part-time job in B&Q, which I gave up to travel, and so for the majority of the trip, in fact all of the trip, it was Nicola who was kind of the main worker, which meant that I was responsible for all of the logistics and all of the planning and all of that, which I was happy to do, of course. And it meant that we always had someone to lay our head at night and something to do. I was also putting a lot of work into our travel vlogs and sort of trying to record content for those. And what I ended up doing is kind of putting to one side a lot of my own well-being. And of course that was hidden a lot by, you know, every few days we would go out and we'd go on a massive hike and everything would be seemingly rosy, and it was really nice to be out. I mean, it was nice to be warm. It was nice to be out in nature and really enjoying some of those fantastic hikes. But the evening times was where I really struggled. And one of the biggest struggles that I've had, and I think I wrote about this in a blog post, is identity. You know, for a long time, for most of my life, I've had an identity based upon what I was doing, be that working in the oil business, be that a sports photographer, be that a landscape photographer. I had that identity, and not having that, it really started to, as I say, things unravel. Now, I've since kind of hopefully come through some of the darker moments and realised that what I do doesn't necessarily define who I am. At the time, it certainly was sending me down a pretty dark place. And I have inside of me a pretty, quite near the surface, self-destruct button. When I start to get those kind of emotions and feelings, and for the last month I've been pressing that self-destruct button more than once. I don't have, as I say, this is being recorded 4 weeks after that last struggle video, and while I may have perhaps started to turn the corner a little bit, maybe, I still have no real plan as to what's really going to fix me. I know the elements that really help, and that's time outside, certainly time with the camera, and trying not to press that self-destruct button too often. But that's all very easy to say. Putting that into practice and aligning that with normal day-to-day life, I think is still going to be a challenge. And we have, Nicola and I have huge amounts of discussions to have over the next couple of weeks about what our next stage is that's going to kind of satisfy both of our needs. Just heard a stag roaring over there, by the way. Goodness me, that rain is coming on heavy. One thing is for sure, this creating content, both things that perhaps don't get seen and just for my own enjoyment, and also creating content, both stills and videography, is something that helps me. At the very least, I feel a sense of calm when I'm doing it, and so certainly going to throw a lot more of my time into doing this. And certainly when I'm doing this, I'm not pressing that self-destruct button. Did you hear that? So I just wanted to put this video out there, and I also wanted to put it out there because, again, a few weeks ago I read an article, someone who I followed on YouTube, a bike packer, inspirational traveller, just full of kindness and love, and he sadly lost that battle, Johan. And I think it's important that even if it's just, I don't know, I think it's important to talk, and for me it's important to talk, and even though I'm only talking to a screen right now, and a cracked screen at that, I think it's just important. But yeah, over these next few videos you will hear me allude to my struggles. And while I don't want this channel to become just me talking about that, I also don't want to shy away from the fact that despite this and the stag over there, I have been struggling. I am struggling. I'm sure I will continue to struggle, but I'm working through it. And time with the camera, time outside is certainly part of that, hopefully part of that recovery. I'm taking steps to get out of this. And where I was 4-5 weeks ago, I just felt like I didn't want to have any more steps. I just had nothing left in me. So even though it's dark and dank and it's raining, and I was going to be coming here to record a more traditional photography vlog, autumn in Scotland and all that. I'm still glad that I'm here, outside, and hopefully the start of some kind of road to recovery. Well, I'm going to go and wander on through the mizzle, try not to get rutted by a stag. And we'll catch up again soon. Take care, guys. Bye bye.